Everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel Study O'Clock. So this video is specifically for class 10th English, right? So this is basically a one-shot revision of all the chapters that are part of class 10th English. I know you guys struggle a lot to remember the morals of every English chapter, right? There are so many English chapters, and at the end of the year, when you have so many chapters, so many poems to revise, it is becomes very difficult to recall everything, and that is where these one shot revision will certainly help you. So in this video I'll be explaining the morals of all the class 10th English chapters in the easiest way possible, and in the next video we'll be discussing about all the poems as well. So basically I'll be telling you the name of the chapter, and then I'll be telling you the morals or lesson that you get to learn from that particular chapter. That particular line is something that you can use in any answer, भले short question हो या long question हो या value based question आए, you can definitely use these one liners and definitely आपका answer topper level हो जाएगा and it will get enhanced a lot. So this is the way like I have also used to revise my chapters. So let's start with the very first chapter of your textbook, that is A Letter to God. A Letter to God. So you all know the first chapter, which is about a letter to God. In this chapter, you know how Lencho has complete faith in God, right? But he misunderstands the people who actually help him, right? So लेंचो को बहुत ज़्यादा faith था God में. There is nothing wrong in having faith in God, but having blind faith in anything is completely not beneficial for the person. And that is where Lencho, he misunderstands the people who were actually honest to him, who were actually helpful to him, and he was not able to understand that because of his blind faith. So the moral that we get from this particular chapter is that we should not believe everything blindly, nor should we doubt the unseen. Be thankful and never judge people without knowing the complete truth. So you get to learn this lesson that हमें किसी भी चीज़ पे blindly believe नहीं करना चाहिए. Then secondly, we should not doubt anything on anything that we have not seen, right? And we should be thankful, and we should never judge people without knowing the complete truth. बिना पूरा सच जाने हमें लोगों को जज नहीं करना चाहिए. वी शुड ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड देम. एंड कई बार होता है कि हमें लगता है कि वो इंसान गलत है, जबकि वो इंसान हमारे लिए ही कुछ बेटर ऑफ कर रहा होता है. सो दिस इज़ द लेसन दैट द चैप्टर अ लेटर टू गॉड गिव्स टू अस, राइट? यू नो अबाउट द लेंचो स्टोरी एंड एवरीथिंग. यहाँ पे मैं आपको चैप्टर एक्सप्लेन करने नहीं आई हूँ. इट इज़ अ वन शॉट रिविजन फॉर ऑल योर चैप्टर्स. सो दिस इज़ द मॉरल that you learn from the chapter A Letter to God. You can definitely use this one liner in value based question, long question, or short question. You can write this in introduction, you can write it in conclusion, anywhere you want, right? It will definitely help you fetch more marks. Then the second chapter is your Nelson Mandela Long Walk to Freedom. So you all know that this chapter is about freedom and equality, right? It's about equality and freedom. Now Nelson Mandela teaches us that freedom has no meaning unless everyone is free, right? So हमें इस chapter में you know how emphasis किस पे है? Freedom पे है, equality पे है, right? And that is where the moral is that equality, dignity and justice, these are the foundations of a peaceful society. And freedom exist नहीं कर सकती है until every person is free. So every person has to be free, and then only we can say that true freedom exists. And another line is that equality, dignity and justice, these are the foundations of a peaceful society, right? So I hope this is clear. Now let's move on to the next chapter, that is Two Stories About Flying. In this, the very first one is his first flight. So it's about family support, self-confidence, courage, motivation and determination that help us overcome our fears. So this chapter, you know, it's about a young seagull who is afraid to fly, and basically the young seagull starts flying right, with the encouragement by the family, right? So the moral is about the importance that lies in family support, self confidence, courage, motivation, and determination, and then only one can overcome one's fear, right? So this is the lesson that we learn from the chapter His First Flight. Now, the next chapter, that is Black Airplane. Now, the pilot loses his way in a storm, जहाँ पे वो pilot खो जाता है, he loses his way into the storm, but he continues flying with hope, right? उसका hope नहीं कहीं पे जाता है. And thus here the moral is never give up hope. Believe in yourself, accept challenges, take risks, and keep moving forward, right? So basically this chapter gives us a lesson of hope कि हमें कभी अपना hope नहीं छोड़ना चाहिए. We should believe in ourselves, and कुछ भी challenges आते हैं we should accept it. We should, you know, उससे हमें डरना नहीं है. We should face these challenges. We should take risk, and the ultimate goal should be to keep moving forward. This is the lesson that we learn from the chapter Black Airplane, right? Okay, now the next one, that is from the diary of Anne Frank. So it's also a very nice chapter to read about. It also teaches us a lesson to, you know, stay optimistic, be positive, even during difficult times. Right, this is the very first lesson that we learn from this chapter. First, stay optimistic. Second, paper has more patience than people. This is a very very important line of this chapter, and इससे direct question आता है in your board exams as well. It's a very very important line, and इसको कैसे explain करना है इस पे पूरा long question भी आता है कई बार, so it's very important. And writing helps us express our true feelings, right? So you know Anne Frank, she says that paper has more patience than people, because paper up listens to whatever you tell, right? Further, the paper also does not judges you the way people judges you, right? So these are the two lessons from the diary of Anne Frank. First, to stay optimistic, and second is that paper has more patience than people. Then the next chapter is the 100 dresses. The 100 dresses moral is never judge or insult anyone because of their appearance, background, or financial condition. So the lesson that you learn from this chapter is that we should never judge or never insult anyone because of, you know, appearance hai, background hai, or financial condition. So these are just not just morals of chapters, these are lessons for life as well. Then from the second chapter, the 100 dresses 2, it's about never tease or discriminate against others, even if we are more privileged. Our words and actions can deeply hurt someone's feeling. So even if you are privileged, more privileged from a particular person, that doesn't give you the right to discriminate or tease them. You should not never tease or discriminate against others. Further, whatever we say to people or whatever kind of action or behavior we do with people, it certainly, you know, can hurt someone's feeling, and that is why we should be aware about our words as well as actions. Okay, then next is glimpses of India. Glimpses of India. First is a baker from Goa. Here we learn the moral that our traditions and cultural heritage are precious and should be preserved. So it's about tradition and cultural heritage and its importance. The next Coorg, it's about nature. It's about natural beauty, the childhood memories, and simplicity making life beautiful. Right? So simplicity makes life beautiful, and it's about natural beauty and the childhood memories. It's about a bit of nostalgia as well. That is about Coorg. So ये basically summary भी है, overview भी है chapter का, plus it's about the moral of the chapter. And these particular keywords, these particular lines, you can use in any answer, any question. Okay. Now next is Tea from Assam. It's again about nature. It's about nature is priceless, and even ordinary things have an extraordinary history, right? So it's also about tea plantations and also it's about natural beauty, right? It's also about that ordinary things have an extraordinary history, right? The roots are also extraordinary, right? Then the next chapter, Mijbil the Otter. It's about having a pet is not just a pastime, it is a lifelong responsibility that requires love, care, and commitment. Right? So it's about having pet and how it's a lifelong responsibility. Next, Madam Rides the Bus. It teaches about a lesson of self confidence, curiosity, courage, and independence, and how all this together helps us to grow in life. Thus, what is important is self confidence and bravery, right? Next, the sermon at Banaras. It basically gives us a lesson that death is common to all and is inevitable. No one can escape from death. Life is full of suffering, so we should accept reality, avoid excessive grief, and move forward with wisdom. So, death is common to all, it is inevitable. Life is full of suffering, so we have to accept the reality. We need, in order to avoid excessive grief, we need to move forward in life with wisdom. We cannot stop in our life due to a particular grief, we have to move forward with wisdom. Next chapter, the proposal, right? This is the last chapter. It's about people often ignore important matters while arguing over trivial issues. Relationships should always be valued above pride and material concerns. So, this basically gives us a lesson that people often ignore important matters and while arguing over, tiny, non necessary, and trivial issues. Further, relationships need to be valued. It's about the importance of relationships and how some relationships should always be valued over pride and the material concerns. Right? So, this is all we understand by these chapters. So, conclusion, mein, I would like to say that yes, these chapters teach us values of faith, hope, courage, equality, justice, kindness, responsibility, self confidence, wisdom, and respect for others. These are not just lessons for examinations, as I said earlier, these are lessons for life. And thus, you can use these one liners in any of your answer. It will definitely enhance your answers. At the same time, it's an overview of the entire chapter. If you want to revise कि किस chapter में क्या था, तो you can definitely see this video. Further, if you know the morals, definitely आपको morals से भी storyline recall होने में it will be easier, right? So do subscribe to my channel. Now the next video that I'll be coming up with, it will be about the morals of poems, all the poems of class 10th English. So stay tuned and do subscribe to my channel. Till then, bye bye, happy studying, see you all in my next video.